Hello everybody and welcome back to your next lesson on the private reading project. This is lesson 2 for the gold level of the project, so just double check and make sure that you've picked the correct video for you, and remember that you must stick with the same level that you were working on last lesson. Just as a reminder of the plan then, in lesson 1 we talked about how to begin our projects and how to start planning them out. Lesson 2 is all about the main body of the project. Lesson 3 will be talking about finishing off. And lesson 4 will be looking at how to take pride in your work and make sure that you've checked it all against the success criteria. Just a reminder of what gold level is all about then. You're writing a 600 word long piece of extended writing which includes a report on the author as well as a book review for one of the books that you have read. Or, if you prefer, you could include all of the same information in the form of a 5-minute long vlog. You also need to create a poster on the author and their books, and you need to do that regardless of whether you're writing or whether you're making a video for the first part. Please remember that all of your novels must be by the same author if you would like to achieve gold level. So your checklist for extended writing, you'll remember that we talked through this in the last lesson, but we're only going to be focusing on certain parts of that checklist during today's lesson. So we're going to be looking at detailed information about the author's life and career. We're also going to be making sure we've included the title, author and the genre of the book. And we're also going to be discussing an informative review of one of the 3 books. So this is all we're going to be focusing on today, and in the next lesson we'll talk about the remaining parts of the extended writing. So as a structure for the review then to help you along, in paragraph 1 you need to include the title, author and genre of the book and why you chose it. You also need to include a short summary of the plot. Paragraph 2 is where you're going to focus on your study of the author. So you need to include information about the author's background and what sort of books they write. And you also need to talk about why you like their work and perhaps include any interesting facts about the author. Paragraph 3 is focusing on the characters. So that's where you'll tell us who the main characters are and what you like or dislike about them. And you should try to include quotations here to support your answers. Paragraph 4 is focusing on the setting, so you'll need to give us a description of the setting of your book and also include a note about what you thought about whether the setting was realistic or not. So why was it realistic, why was it not realistic? And again, please include quotations to support your answer if you can. Paragraph 5 is all about theme, so that's where you're going to be talking about what you think the main message of the story is. And in the next lesson, we'll be talking about ending your book review with your own personal thoughts and a recommendation as well. So we're only focusing on the highlighted paragraphs for today. And where you're going to be completing this work today is wherever you decided last lesson that you would most like to write your review. So you might, for example, have decided to do this on Word, you might have decided to do it as a PowerPoint or on Pages, or even just on a piece of lined paper. But wherever you decided that you were going to do your final piece of work, that is where you're going to do this writing of these paragraphs today. So as you'll see, I'm not going to read all of these out, but on the OneNote there is a list of sentence starters that you can use if you need them, and there is also a word bank for you there as well. So remember that we're doing this in 2 parts. You've got your review and you've also got your poster to do. So today for your poster, we're going to be focusing on making sure we've got pictures of the various book covers, You're going to be giving information about the author's books. You're going to be talking about the author's personal background, adding a note about the career of the author as well, and that is it for today. So the other parts of the poster checklist we'll focus on during the next lesson. Just to give you a reminder, last lesson we all made a rough draft poster plan, so that should be on your OneNote page for the previous lesson. So you'll be able to go back and see where you had planned out for all of these different sections to go. So today we're focusing on cover images and information about the different books. And we're also focusing on the author's personal background and their writing career. You may also want to add additional pictures to help make your poster look really brilliant, and in the next lesson we're going to be thinking about our personal response and any recommendations as well. So where you should do this work today is wherever you decided you were going to create the final version of your poster. So again, that might have been something like Word or Pages, it might have been a blank piece of paper, or it might have been an app like Book Creator. So you should pause the video and do that now. Well done, that's the end of the lesson, so just remember to speak to your teacher if you need help with anything that we've covered during today's class.